Hi, Jateen sir. Good morning. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Very good morning, Dignesh. Glad to be on the show. How are you?
We're doing good, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Sir, just wanted to know what's your view on the commodity market right now?
Yeah, so the commodity markets are witnessing, volatile sessions as we have seen some strong updates from the US side and the Chinese, front as well. The first and foremost thing is that the Federal Reserve has stated last week that it can go into the hawkish tone, but the recent statements have also shown that if the data permits, only then they will, get onto the increasing side of the interest rates sooner rather than later. So while latest, it is expected that 2023 might, shift the tide towards, the hikes, but eventually the data is going to confirm all the things. So it is a wait and watch theme right now. And hence we have seen some, strong profit booking happening in all the commodities front, let it be the bullions, let it be the base metals exactly, to be precise. Only the energies market has been unaffected due to this hawkish tone, we can say. So right now, the persistence levels on the flow of the trend is on the volatile side to range-bound market in the bullions and the base metals.
Sir, for bullions, what would be the levels that you would suggest?
Yeah, so on the bullions front, speaking firstly about the gold prices, the gold prices are hovering between this 1770 to 1795 range in the spot. And comparatively, if you talk about it on the MCX front, it is trading between this 47,700 to 46,500 on the lower side. So till the time it is trading in this range, it is advisable for the traders to take advantage of this range market between 46,500 on the lower side and 47,500 on the higher side. So this 1,000 point range is the sideways range for the gold prices in the coming sessions ahead. Markets are, awaiting any strong updates here on for any corrective move or short covering move to move ahead. Till the time there is no such any updates from the global front, one should be looking at these levels for trading between this 1,000 point range and do not expect, substantial moves till the time it is trading between this 1,000 point range.
Right, sir. What about silver, sir?
Yeah. So silver, on the other hand, has shown some, weakness, increased weakness compared to the gold prices because the base metal prices are also volatile. Okay. But it is also forming some kind of a base formation on the lower end, but the channel is not, supporting. Technically, we talk about the prices. It is forming, lower lows continuously after the last week's Federal Reserve statement, and also the base metal index, which is also showing some negative aspects for all the base metal prices. But we are also expecting some bounces from here in the commodities market, all the bullions and the base metals as well. A base formation which we are looking at for silver is around 66,000 to 65,000 on the lower end. That is a very strong supportive zone. So we are not expecting prices to go below 65,000 on a very bad scenario as of now. Only there can be some worst news which will be bad for the commodities, especially bullion. Only then it will reach the levels of 65,000 on closing basis. Otherwise, we are expecting minor correction towards 65, and then a strong buying will emerge and which will take the prices towards 69,000, 70,000 as well. So this is a little bit of a positional view which I am giving, not a trading perspective view on the silver market. For traders, it is advisable to trade between the range of 68,500 on the higher side and 67,000 to 66,500 on the lower side. So that is a small range for silver. But on the positional basis, the traders should be eyeing the levels of around 65,000 for buying opportunities. It is a very strong supportive zone. And on the higher side, 69 to 70,000 should be the target.
What do you think about the copper, zinc, nickel?
Yeah, so base metals have, shown some smart recovery in the past 48 hours. So I would advise traders to be a little bit cautious because overall trend in the base metals is a little bit on the bearish side. This is the short covering rally which is being witnessed in the base metals. So levels which can be tested on the higher side for copper is around 725 to 730, which will again, act as a very strong resistance point. So any long position should be unwinded near the levels of 725 to, odd levels. And fresh shorts can be initiated at those levels, 725 odd zones. till the time copper prices are trading below 735, the outlook is bearish for the copper prices. Talking about the zinc prices, zinc is also bearish till the time it is trading below 242. A very good level for shorting zinc prices is at the levels of around 237 to 240, between that range. Some short covering as well expected in zinc prices as well till the time it is trading above 228. So any long position should be unwinded near the levels of 236 to 238.
What about nickel, sir?
Yeah, this commodity has a little bit on the bullish side angle, as we have seen. There has been a little bit more buying witnessed compared to the copper zinc prices in the last couple of days. Also, the formation is also not that weak compared to the copper and zinc prices. So we are expecting outperformance in nickel prices compared to all the other base metals, right? So this is a highlight of the commodities base metals right now, that nickel prices should outperform the other base metals compared to especially copper and zinc prices. On the higher side, that the target that we are looking at is at the levels of around 1400 to 1450. That is on the higher side. On the lower end, one should be trailing the stop losses below 1207.
Right, sir. Sir, what about natural gas and crude oil?
Yeah, this is the last segment of our non-agro based commodities. Crude oil, as we have seen, a strong stellar rally it is being witnessed in the crude oil prices because the vaccination prices are going very strongly globally, especially the Asian peers as well. Also, the price driver is the Iranian oil, which was going to come into the market, which has been now delayed, and there is no such, positive updates on the Iranian oil to come into the market, which would have, fluctuated the market quite drastically by increasing the supply. Also, the OPEC has not shifted its stance of, supplying strongly, because the level which OPEC, gets into the supplying side, or we can say, it increases the supply, is near the levels of $80 on the Brent. So once the Brent prices, inches towards the $80 mark, then we might see some statements happening to come from the OPEC Plus that the supply might get increased in the future. So till the time the Brent is not touching 80, one should be looking at buying opportunities in crude oil prices. Relatively comparing it with the M6 prices, till the time it is trading above 5100, one should be looking at buying opportunities on any dips. On higher side, 5500 is the immediate hurdle. That should be your initial target for the short-term traders. For positional traders, 5700 to 5750 is the initial target. On the natural gas front, the commodity is very bullish right now. We have seen a very strong buying happening in the last 1 month or so. The commodity has scaled more than 20% since April month, and now the commodity is still looking good. Minor dips are acting as an opportunity to enter this commodity. Trailing stop loss which the traders should be applying, swing traders, is 230. Till the time the commodity is not trading below or closing below 230, long positions should be held. On the higher side, 255 to 260 should be the initial targets. But if then all the prices do start trading about 250, this will be the commodity to look out for the whole next couple of quarters. That is, I'm talking about the whole to 2021. We are looking at a very substantially high targets. So this is a kind of a commodity which will be outperforming all the commodities for the next couple of quarters. We shall review it, every time we have this conversation. So as of now, for traders, it is advisable to, look for buying opportunities in natural gas.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your time. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
It is always a pleasure, Jignesh.
Thank you.